Yo, what is going on, my people? I tell you, I really feel for this young brother Travis Hunter because he is going through some of the most, one of the most highest of his highs in his life, and one of the most lowest of the lows in his life, all at the same time. And there's going to be things that's going to supersede these. But for the moment being, at his age, he is going through both of these things simultaneously. And there's some conversation that needs to be had about this. There's a discussion that needs to be had. And for those of you who follow me, you know why I keep it. I keep it real. And I give you guys the uncut truth. And I want to chime on this and I want to talk about this because we got to have this discussion. Especially for you young men out there. But I'm your host, MJ. And it's your next episode of Black Men in Suits, Urban Nation. The Uncut Truth. What's up, fam? Hey, you know you guys, man. Welcome back to another podcast episode of Black Men in Suits, Urban Nation, The Uncut Truth. And your boy is back. And we about to deliver some hot stuff. Because once again, I'm here to set you free. You know, we're still, oh man, there's so many things to uncover. But I want to just really, with this particular episode now, I want to talk about my young brother Travis Hunter. And this is going to be more so about, not so much about what everybody else is speaking of, but definitely about how this young brother should really digest everything that's going on. I really hate it for him because here's a young black man who has got one of the most prestigious awards, one of the highest awards when it comes to sports athletics, and it ultimately gets overshadowed by the actions of a woman who he calls his fiance. It gets overshadowed by the actions. And so that's what I need to be kind of really digested, what I'm about to talk about. It's all because of her actions. And it's nothing else. Everything else is kind of like aftershock. You know, like all of the other viral posts and videos that's being presented are things that are just simply a part of this generation's time. Like anything you do, it does not go under the radar anymore. You know, see, like back in our 80s and and early 90s, yeah, there was clubs and there was things you could have done and that shit would never seen a day of light if it was just only a handful of people there. Nowadays, it doesn't matter if it's 2 or 3 people there because most of the things these young people do are being recorded. You can't hide it. You know, once it's recorded, it's on somebody's phone, it's on somebody's log, it's on somebody's iCloud, it's on somebody's Google Cloud, and it's there. You know, and the minute they post it, the minute you post it, it's there. Even if you try to delete it, it's there. And it only takes a it only takes a cyber whiz, and not necessarily a cyber geek, but it only takes somebody who's just really fluent in cyber recovery that will pull it up. So point is this, is that once the I don't know if there's anybody in her family. Yeah, I don't know what her relationship is like with her family, right? So that's something that may need to be discussed, because ultimately everything that has happened is based off of her nonchalant and disrespectful action towards him when they had just won their final game of the season and about to go to a bowl game, and he had just broken some records. She acted as if whatever it is that she was irritated with him about was bigger than the moment. Think about that. Let that shit sink in. Whatever small dynamics, whatever that was going on, and it might not have been something small, it could have been something big, we don't know. However, she never mentioned it. She had ample opportunity to say, and that's what I'm about to get into next, right? She had ample opportunity with all the recent videos that she done posted trying to defend herself. And once again, I want you to pay attention to that. Trying to defend herself. She had ample opportunity to be like, yo, yeah, see, because this wasn't something that was recorded by some viral video clip or TMZ. No, this was on recorded DVR. This was on live ESPN with with reporters and all television nations. A national broadcast recorded her reaction towards him when he went to hug her. She can't deny that shit. So she has had ample opportunity that if that moment was taken out of context, she has had ample time and moments to address it. I ain't seen shit yet. Every video she done posted after has been about herself, her, and try to explain her relationship with Travis Hunter. Get the fuck out of here. If this is a partner, if this is a future spouse, the first thing you want to do is address the moment that puts you in that spotlight, in that situation of what may be convoluted now. And that is, look, man, let me tell you, I was trying to figure out what, and you can actually be organic in that moment. Because one thing about today's society as well, the truth will actually mush over better than a lie. Because a lie gonna get you caught up quick, right? Because now everything is recorded, and this is why everything is tripling down like it is now. Because the minute you start lying, now other folks, they got videos, they got prior recordings, they got prior physical responses, they got everything else. They looking at you now from A to Z, anywhere and everywhere you at. And so action speaks louder than words. And her actions have showed, unfortunately, have showed that she does not love him the way he loves her. It's sad to think about because these are two young people living. They in the same household. They under the same roof. But once again, I've been young before, and I know how young. I know how a young mind thinks. You get what I'm saying? I know how a young mind thinks. Some young minds don't think about forever. They think about the moment. Their forever dream may not be you, but their moment may be you because of what lifestyle you provide. And I think that's unfortunately the case that our young brother Travis Hunter he's gotten himself into. He loves her more than she loves him. Not once. In any of her opportunities to address any of those issues, has she said, look, I love my man. I love him from his toes to his head. And he's everything to me. I've had a moment, and I apologize for that, and I apologize to him publicly. I felt some kind of way about something, and it didn't mean nothing. When I think it really didn't mean nothing, but I got caught up. And so instead of her being real and organic in that moment and saying that, now she has been on the defense, and he has been the same goddamn thing on the defense of trying to defend her. But I understand that. Because that's a man in love. And that's a young man in love. He's going to try to defend her as much as he can. Her only response should be simply that, I love this man. There's nothing, no one ever, that could shake that, woo. But her trying to defend herself, trying to defend her actions, trying to defend, different responses that you've had in different videos. No. You don't even have to go that far to do that. But I get it why she did it, because she young. But at some point, Travis Hunter has a PR agent. I'm sure he does. He has to. Her being a young woman, being with a Heisman Trophy winner, I'm sure there's somebody else that's attempted to coach her, or has been put in position to. Because listen, we're not talking about two high school children anymore. We're talking about when Travis Hunter goes into the draft. We're talking about a young man who, at this moment, is going to determine what kind of fucking contract he get. See, when his caliber was about 30 million, he may now have been reduced to like 5 because of the liability. Come on now. Come on now. And you mean to tell me throughout their entire process, these young people, all the NIDs they got, and the so-called, supposedly they living in some $500,000 home or whatever. But so you mean to tell me with all this money circulating? Now I know the game with that, but you mean to tell me with all this money circulating, with more money being potential, especially with agents, no one sat down with him or her and said, yo, you don't need to do this. You don't need to address that. You don't need to talk like that if you address that. This is what you need to know. One sat down and gave them an educated level of response. And apparently not. But that tells me more than I need to know, right? It tells you a lot. Here you have a young man where there's going to be a lot of money potentially circulating around him. But hey, shit, maybe not now. You know what I'm saying? And who dropped the ball with that? Who allowed that to happen? Now, ultimately, they could have had all those things that I just mentioned prior. But these two young people, they just may not be listening. You know, and if that's the case, that's going to be on them. Because trust me, you know, trust me, it all affects, at the end of the day, for a man in general, to be a woman who does not respect him publicly, it will destroy you. So, if publicly you have no honor being given in your name, given in your presence, given into your integrity of who you are to them, right? One can only imagine what is definitely going on privately. So, shit, for all we know, you know what? I ain't even gonna go there with it. I ain't gonna go there with it because that'll be kind of tearing the young brother down. But I was gonna say something, you know, just an indicative thought process. But at the end of the day, if your woman or your man cannot praise you publicly, respect you publicly, have your best interest at heart publicly, not try to defend themselves, but what's being alleged against them towards you. If your significant other can't stand up and say, man, look, hey, I love my partner, I espouse my partner, I love them from their head to their toe, man. You know, this is that and the third, that all of that is irrelevant. That's nothing, that means nothing, that was nothing, it is nothing. Here's the deal. If your partner cannot get up and say none of that, but everything they do and they say is about trying to defend themselves, and then leave you into the trenches to defend them as well, man. We are witnessing something that we really shouldn't even be witnessing, because it shouldn't even be like that. It shouldn't even be like this. Just saying, but there is a level of it that maybe the young woman needs some coaching, because she's young. But apparently she's supposedly older than him. Alright? Apparently she's older than him. And you know, but I know what his mental is. But I just hope he can see the light. And you know, maybe this experience here forces her to mature and forces him to mature as well. You know. But hey, Only thing everybody else can do is just sit back and enjoy whatever experience you can get out of watching him being on TV or whatever the case may be, or whatever team he goes to, and just hey, move on. Let him live. Let him learn. But I pray that she doesn't push him into a position where he has to crash out. Right? And let us not make it even worse. But I'm your host, MJ. And this Black Men Suits the Urban Nation, the Uncut Truth. Talk to y'all later. Alright. So, at the end of what you young ladies and gentlemen need to understand is that one of the most biggest responsibilities you have in life will be honoring your partner. When you have someone in your life that you choose to be your life partner with, and I mean underline that, someone you choose to be your life partner with, I think when it comes to a lot of young people, most things are very temporary. It's living a moment. It's living a facade, living a time. And they're not really considering 30 years down the road or 40 years down the road. But for those of us who have that understanding, especially after a certain age, one thing is essential when it comes to happiness within a relationship, and that is being extremely considerate of your partners, of their moments, their time, and the energy that you're able to give them, right? So, we don't even have to look at it as a celebrity moment, but let's just take it in context. At that time when Travis Hunter when Colorado had won that game, whatever this young lady was upset about, this wasn't the time for her to act snobby or snobbish towards her partner. Because whatever it is, or whatever it was, it could have been talked about in private. Straight like that. Think about that. And so, when you translate this over to those of common normalities when it comes to relationships, the same rule still applies as well. If you're a couple and you went to a birthday party, whatever y'all had beef at the house about should not carry itself into that party. If you're going into this holiday season, right? If you guys get into it before y'all leave the house to go to your Christmas celebration or go to your family members for a Christmas celebration or New Year's, now is the time. When you're around friends and family, that's not the time for you to still show your ignorance and your inconsiderateness, right? Now it's not the time. And even when you transport that into, like I said, in future references such as New Year's Eve, now it's not the time for you to show your disdain, your whatever it is you two got going on. Because whatever the matter is, it can, and most always, will be settled between you two behind closed doors. So keep it there. Keep it there. Now, there's some things that I would say you just cannot hide, such as abuse and other things like that. But I think that's a different story, different conversation. But with this in general, pay attention, be assertive, be there for your partner, be considerate, be responsive, be respectful. You know? And once again, this is for someone that you internally love. If you don't love them, you're going to act accordingly. And it's going to show. Just in this case here. But I hope that whatever you do, and wherever you do, young men, young women, when you have somebody that you truly love and you truly admire and you truly respect them, stand on business with that. Stay true to that. Because despite what you may receive in return, you are just due to receive your reward for being that stand-up person. Right? So, I want you to take that in mind. And you guys have a wonderful holiday. And enjoy your friends, your family, and all of your loved ones through this holiday season. But stay tuned to some more episodes of the Black Man in Suits Urban Nation. The Uncut Truth. I'm out.